And now I'm very excited to introduce to you Jeff Shaw from Employers. He's the CIO there, is going to share with us his cloud journey. Jeff, welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Glad to be here.
So Jeff, do you want to talk about Employers and what you guys do?
Yeah, Employers is a workers' compensation company across the United States. We do cases in all 46 states that allow workers' comp. But we're really focused on small business, and we do a lot of restaurants and healthcare and hotels, things like that is really what our business model is.
And tell me, when did you start your cloud journey and why?
Yeah, so we started our cloud journey 3 years ago. I became CIO 3 years ago, and we had a need to get a disaster recovery going. And so when I became CIO, it was an easier way just to go to the cloud than to try to build out another data center and buy all new hardware and do all of that comes with data center build out. So we decided we're going to move to the cloud, and it's been very helpful, very good for the company.
And so when you and I discussed before, is you have embraced the cloud across multiple cloud providers. And I think a lot of companies out there now are getting there sometimes by mistake or by accident because their developers adopt a different platform over time. But you actually have a strategy that is built around multi-cloud. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, our strategy is about right cloud for the right system. For instance, we have some AS400. We put that in the IBM cloud. We have our Oracle financials are in the Oracle cloud. We have Microsoft cloud for the Microsoft things. And then AWS is our primary cloud, where all of our new development and our VM cloud is on the AWS cloud.
So it is a strategic approach to multi-cloud. And how do you choose which cloud to go? How do you do right cloud for the right job?
Yeah, we really look at a couple things. What technology is it built on? So we look at the technology and say, okay, is this a native Microsoft technology? Then it probably belongs in Azure. Now, I will say that the great part about VM Cloud has been we don't have to follow that. So we don't get locked into a cloud, because with VM Cloud, I can put anything in those VMs on the VM Cloud. So I have Microsoft running in there. I have Oracle running in there. I have pretty much everything you could think of running in that VM Cloud, which has been it's a great leverage point for me.
So you just jump to the good part, which is you're using VMC on AWS. So tell us how you came to that decision. Why did you choose VMC on AWS and others?
Yeah, so as an insurance company, we have many legacy systems that are old. And so when we were trying to figure out how do we do this, but they were all on VMs. And so we thought, hey, VM Cloud was coming out. This was a great opportunity for us to work with VMware to really create a value proposition to take everything in my data centers, shut down my data centers, and move to the cloud. And that's exactly what we did.
How long did it take? Because one of the things that we talk about with VMC on AWS and other cloud providers, you have a speed advantage, right? You can just vMotion your stuff into the cloud. Tell us about your experience with that.
Yeah, we got prod up in 9 months for all data center. We had dev and test up in probably 3 months or less. So it was a really good experience, because we got dev and test up there really fast. Then we were able to watch it and make sure that it had all the things we thought it would have, with failover and uptime and speed, and it did. It was better than we were in our own data centers. And then we went with the production in 9 months. So in less than a year, we had dev, test, and production all up in the cloud.
So this is phenomenal, right? Because and you're basically saying we vMotion our VMs based application into the clouds, and initially you use AWS, which is our preferred cloud partners. But are you looking at other platforms as well with VMC?
Yeah, so the one thing about VMC that I really like is we don't get locked into AWS. With VMC, we could also go over to Microsoft, because they have a partnership with Microsoft, and it just gives us an opportunity to really choose the cloud that we feel is going to be the best for our company. That might be price, it might be where their clouds reside, things like that. But right now, AWS is the right place for us.
So, and we discussed the speed, right? How quickly you can get your existing applications onto the cloud with VMC. Let's talk about another couple of things. One, what are the added advantages that you found by using the same kind of technology on-prem and in the cloud?
The speed of delivery is so much faster in the cloud than it was on the data center. We're delivering new product out every 2 weeks, where when I first came into the organization a little over 3 years ago, it took us 3 to 6 months to do some just basic delivery. The speed of execution and delivery is so much. The other part that's great is I can take SaaS products from the cloud and I can use them immediately, and I don't have to go purchase it, wait for our infrastructure to get it loaded, figure out how it works. Instead, I can just go out, download it, I'm done, and go. And so it really has, the rate of speed for the company has been great, and we've seen huge wins to the business based on that speed.
And so the speed is great, but the other thing that we talk about, and I'd love to hear your perspective, is the fact that you can reuse the skills that you have on-prem in the cloud by using a familiar platform. Give us a little more color, give it based on your experience.
Yeah, good call out. So basically, because most of us have been working in VMs for the last 10, 15, 20 years, basically those people can do the exact same stuff in the cloud that they were doing in their native data center, because VM Cloud is built in such a way that you're using the same VM technology that you were using there, and so it's been a super win there because the skills, they moved over. I didn't have to go. Now I do have cloud architects, and I do that for other stuff, but I didn't have to teach every cloud tenant right up front. We could take our time. We could do it over a year or two instead of having to say, hey, on day one, everyone's got to be a cloud architect.
We talk about existing application and moving existing application, which is, of course, a challenge that every company in the world has. But tell me about new stuff. How you look at new development of new application in the cloud?
Sometimes we do it native to AWS, and really what we look for is it's the same thing. You want the right system on the right cloud in the right spot. So if it's something that will get advantage out of going straight to AWS, we do it on AWS. But if it's something that I can do in VM, that I can leverage the VM and the virtual capabilities of VMware, then I actually will write it into the VM cloud. So it just depends. If you're buying a piece of software and they come and they say, well, it really works on the cloud, and then you find out, no, it really doesn't, and it's using old school technology, put it in the VM cloud. And we all do that, in insurance especially, because you're buying things that have been built 20 years ago. So
and of course with Tanzu we now have a solution to also build container application in the cloud, and hopefully look at that in the future. But one thing that I want to make sure that our audience learns from you is that what would you would say are the 2 top best practices that you learn in the process, or mistakes that people should avoid?
Yeah, so one of the things that I think I'm pretty passionate about is we used VMware's professional services to help us get into the cloud, and I am so glad we did, because they were experts. They knew the cloud. We were new into the cloud because we were just taking our journey. They knew VMware in and out. They knew the right people. So that would be something I would tell anyone who's looking to take this journey. Definitely look at professional services. It wasn't really that expensive compared to other professional services you would do, and we had a tremendous help from them. So that's one of the things. The other thing is, when you're looking to go to the cloud, don't think, well, I got to rewrite every app and I have to do it. The VM cloud doesn't make you do that. You vMotion them over. You do have some work to do because with storage and things like that. But guess what? That's what those ProServe guys were there to help us with. And then at the same time, but so don't think I have to rewrite everything to go to the cloud, because it's not true. With VM Cloud, we were there in 9 months.
And Jeff, you and I are in IT, and at the end of the day, everything we do is to serve the business. So what are the main advantages that the business got out of your cloud journey?
Yeah, it's been an amazing thing that the business has seen. We were able to, because we could go every 2 weeks with new development, we were putting things out for our agents and customers like twice a month. we've seen our submissions and go up 40% year over year. And a lot of that is because of VM Cloud and Red Hat giving us the ability to move fast. And between those two, VMware, AWS, and Red Hat, we literally were able to go from 6 months to 2 weeks. And all of this that we've put out has really, it's caused our business millions of dollars in revenue based on the ability to go so fast.
As I always talk about, if you accelerate your journey to the cloud, you also accelerate the business, and this is a great example of it.
It's a perfect example, because when you think about it, if I can put new code out every 2 weeks and we listen to our customers like we do, the customers are so happy to get new stuff. Then they're like, we just want to put more and more business with you. And we really have seen that because of this.
Wow, that's powerful. So as you look forward, what are the things that are on your horizon in terms of like multi-cloud and priorities for your cloud journey?
Yeah, I would say our cloud journey, next will be figuring out how do we create and start using more cloud tenants and taking those. And we've been working with VM Cloud on some things to try to say, hey, we need to figure out ways to go in and out of VM Cloud easily. These are all things that I think the future of the cloud and multi-cloud really talks to. One of the cloud journeys we're going to take next is, now that I'm in all these clouds, I want one place to be able to orchestrate all of them, and be able to move things around. And I know a lot of different companies are working on that. And so that's probably our next journey, is saying, let's make it look like one cloud, and you don't care what cloud you're in.
That's fantastic. So Jeff, I really want to thank you for being part of this event today. Our customers want to hear from customers like yourself that have maybe ahead of them in the journey, and you've been fantastic with your experience.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being a great customer.
Thank you.